Hey up guys, what's going on and welcome back to Stirling Albion, where we have a couple of tasty games for you today. Now they're not top of the table games, but they are fierce rivalries. Falkirk in our division, and in the Tunnocks we have another rival to face there as well. So we're doing those two as the Tunnocks semi-final. The Scottish Cup we're out of, unfortunately. Came up against Hearts, who in fairness are a better side. So not too mad about that one, but we do have a semi-final and potential final of another cup to deal with. I have checked, the final is about a month away. Don't know if I'm going to do it in this one or next one, but this is how the table looks like. St Mirren are still unbeaten and 2 points behind us because draws are a thing. Partick Thistle, however, have collapsed a little bit. Everyone's on the same number of games. They are 9 points behind second place now, though, after being well in the front and unbeaten for quite a long while. We beat them in one of the cups, I forget which one, on penalties. It wasn't even a straight-up win, and they lost the league game directly after that. So the wheels fell off a little bit there and have continued to do so since. As for the league as a whole, Victor Fernandez remains top of the assist list, as he has done since the beginning of the year, despite not really adding any assists since last time we met. Yeah, those are died out a little bit, but Josh Bowler, a player you may remember if you have seen my earlier save with Bradford, didn't really endear himself to me during that spell, has joined us. It was a free, no I tell a lie, it wasn't free, it was a transfer listing at the very end of the transfer window. So there's a couple to get you caught up on, I think. Why are the arrows always pointing downwards when I show you these people? But yeah, he's vastly better. Really, he's an inverted wing, he plays on the right side. He shouldn't be vastly better than Ali Mali, who is still very good in his own right. I've been using Mali up front more often because he's good there as well, and frankly our best option. There was a very weird period after I restored Liam Delap to the lineup after dropping him for a bit from a series of very poor performances where he scored 4 goals in a game. Restored him to the lineup, about 1 game later he scores 4, then scores 3, then another 4. So yeah, he scored 10 goals in 3 games and then really hasn't scored since. Baffling performance from Liam Delap. Of course, Liam Delap playing for Man City in the actual team right now, occasionally. Played against Bournemouth in the Cup and came on as a sub at the weekend. I recorded that on Thursday, literally before his appearance at Bournemouth, so that was great timing on my front. I could have hyped him up a little bit more, but he's actually been a bit disappointing, all told. But we are on fine form right now. We're 7-0 and a 5-1 the last 2 games, Mali getting 2 in the most recent one. Ross Graham signing on a permanent basis at the end of the year. I think he's not good enough probably to start next year, provided we get promoted, but he'll be very good off the bench. I will be looking to strengthen that, of course, along with every other position. This kind of challenge is a bit harsh on people. You can't really make favourites all that much because it's a constant turnover. Sorting this by date really makes this really clear who's come in since. Keaton Jones, another one of those ones from Wales, essentially. Got him for nothing. He's on no wages. He's actually started playing of late because he's on par with these two, and these two have not been performing. So you can see there, he's got an average rating of 8.12 right now. He's staying in the lineup for the time being. Free from the Welsh Premier League. And the only one to introduce you is Dominic Gape. I did say I wanted to strengthen that midfield position with someone who could perhaps start ahead of Barron, or even, well, at the very least be good enough to be there when Barron leaves at the end of the year if we don't get him again permanently next year. This is that person, Dominic Gape. He's actually not really started, if I'm honest. I started him a few times, he was disappointing, so he's come off the bench ever since. Nacelle and Barron continue in the first lineup. Nacelle's doing his thing again, really, although that has gone down from a 7.6. Which is mildly concerning, but he's still on a 7.42 for the year, all told. We may have smashed East 5-5-1 away from home, but at home it was a 1-1 draw, and I do need to show you Callum's goal. Another one of those games where Delap had a very poor game, but not content with winning every single end-of-year award last year, he decided to put in the best goal I've seen on FM20. We'll just do this again in behind goal format and slow down a little bit, because you really need to go behind goal to understand the bend on that. That's actual madness from Callum Nacelle, that goal there. Still drew the game, thanks to a penalty. Casual reminder, he has 8 long shots, and just a regular finishing of 6. Alrighty then. Anyway, Falkirk, one of our major rivals, and then we have Clyde in the Tunnocks wafer thing. I have no idea what that actually is, but we are in the semi-finals of it, and it's going well. Fabian Leyes developing quite nicely. He is now a Premiership player, so hopefully if we get promoted here, he will do just fine next year. That was the intention. That was the intention. I did look at right backs as well because this has happened again. The weirdest part is he's not even injury prone. He arrived at us with a major injury and he's torn his ankle ligaments twice this year. He's not even injury prone. I don't understand how this is happening or why this is happening. Go, he buys out for the rest of his life. Not really started though anyway, so not a huge deal. A lot of suspensions in the last game, so I do have to do a bit of shifting around here. While Leyes is on the wrong side. Otherwise, it's first 11. Just put Leyes on his correct side. He's actually getting slightly better as a complete wingback on that left-hand side as well. I do notice that now. Up front is the problem though, of course, because Ali Mali came off the bench last time and scored 2. Alstrom's not done too badly. I think we'll start with Male up there. Smith in goal, Leyes, Graham, Sutar, Lewis, right back. Broyne is just functionally both sides. Leyes can play both sides quite nicely as well, so that's good. We have a predominant right and a predominant left that can play both sides, which is superb, really. Nacelle, Barron, Fernandez, Jones, Bowler, and Marley. Just realised I'm giving faces to these guys, but oh well. A little bit of match fitness missing, maybe. Well, not match fitness. I always get the wrong way around. Condition. You are getting late night Charlie, so you will get a few mistakes. We're first in the form table. Not surprised. 12-1 in the last 2 games combined. God. So where we go, they're playing, well, they got an injured player on the bench, and they are I bemoaned our conditioning there. Their defensive line is noticeably tired. Just realised I am zoomed out from a previous game against a team who had a very, very long pitch. Can't remember who it was now, but yeah, that was fun. From Hibbs' almost square one, there's definitely a long one in our division somewhere. Maziz. Well, that one is less than ideal considering our second left winger is also out. What is this? Foot. That's concerning. That is a very concerning injury. Now, good news is Josh Bowler is great on both sides, although he is very strong left foot. So he's probably better as a winger on that left-hand side, and that's what I'm going to have to use for the rest of the year, probably, because a foot injury is kind of massive. Marley's actually going to have to pull back here as well as a second choice, and go on, Alstrom, go on. Over the course of the year, you have been fractionally better, even though you have scored less. I don't know how that works. Smith punts that forward to Marley now on his right-hand side, in his normal, well, where he's played. Never mind. How did you score twice last game? So yeah, we'll be doing these 2 games. Obviously, I don't really know what the Tunnock situation is in terms of extra time and penalties, whether or not that'll factor in. Of course, Clyde, the division below. So these aren't necessarily matches against teams that we are expected to lose against. Would not be surprised if we lost against. These are teams that we should definitely be beating. Marley, we are second in the season preview, by the way. I didn't actually go on that. We are only behind St Mirren. Jones heads that one over. We have 4 people in the Dream 11 last I looked. It was Ted Smith, Josh Bowler, Barron, and another midfielder. Forget who it was. I think it was Gape, actually. As indifferent as I've been about his performances, he is in the Media Dream 11 and still rated as our best midfielder behind Barron. So Alstom clean through here. Well, it's hit much in goal and bounced wide. I do quite like Falkirk's logo. Probably shouldn't say that as Stirling manager, but both our fullbacks are booked. I wish that happened as much in real life as it does in FM, because it would make those card bets so much easier. Aaron Lewis is suspended every other bloody game because he gets booked every game. No, I'm not happy actually, because it's 0-0. I just realised we hadn't scored. They've made 2 changes at half time. Bold. Admittedly, they are rife with the old 6.3. I don't really understand how they're having. I mean, I can understand. I've just seen the match stats. I just wondered why they were so much worse off than us, rating-wise. 66 minutes gone, Marley whips a ball in. It's gone to the back post, which it shouldn't do, and that did not cross the line, because otherwise there would be a goal here. Hate to say it, but Keenan Jones has not had a good one here. Hendry's going to come on as a actually superior technical player. Marley's on a 6.3, but I've run out of players. Actually, I've just realised something. What I was going to intend to do with Alstrom from the very beginning was trade him over here, because his finishing is far less than his other 2 stats, finishing stats, essentially the key striker stats. He has the build of a winger, the inside forward. Just dawned on me, I should have just brought him on as the left-hand sided player, and actually I might just play him as that for the rest of the year, rather than force 1 winger, 1 inside forward. Leyes. 5 minutes to go, and that is a baffling ball, but it has ended up at Sutar's feet. It's got to Nacelle in the middle. Now, what magic can he pull? Finds Alstrom in a decent amount of space, actually, over here. He's got back post. It's an assist by Alstrom in the end. Don't know how to pronounce that. Josh Bowler has got 11 goals. I must say he's doing much better on A, this year's game, and B, in this save. Don't know if that was just a thing of FM19 or not, but Josh Bowler, so much better for me this time round. I saw him available and thought, oh, he's very good. Acquired him, put the offer in, had it all accepted and all that jazz, and between then and confirming, I was like, oh yeah, he was the rubbish one we had at Bradford. Still confirmed it though, because, let's be honest, we've got plenty of money. If it doesn't pay out, it doesn't pan out, it doesn't pan out. We can afford to make mistakes. They had a shot eventually. It's a good win. It's away at Falkirk. They've had one shot, and we have got 3 points, which is all that really matters. Oh, it's only pulled ankle ligaments. How is his pulled ankle ligaments 9 days? Yet Tom Lewis's was 4 months. I think I've just merged their surnames. It's Tom James. Leah's out now. Not sure when the rest play. It might be tomorrow. I'm sorry to report we now have to pay Armstrong more money because he's made a certain number of appearances. His wage is now £375 a week. International new gens. Find them, sign them. Particularly if in lower level football. Now, for some reason, they're playing their Tunnocks game now, St Mirren. So it might be a St Mirren final. Well, it will be a St Mirren final if we beat this lot. It wasn't that long ago. We were in their division last year. Righty-ho then. Every time they ask, I say I want to sign Barron permanently. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, though, by the response that happens every time. What now? Oh, in fairness, you are listed as a regular starter. It doesn't matter. You're getting sold at the end of the year. Yeah, this is the harsh reality of a takeover save challenge like this. Because of the rapid progression, you're going to have a changeover quite rapidly of all of your players, except for Calvin Lascelles, of course, who will probably be good enough to play at the level above even if his star rating disagrees. Fernando's actually not technically completely out of it, bizarrely, but I will do what I said there, which is get Armstrong over there. Now, he might be better as an inside forward now, because I'm not sure what his crossing versus finishing is. Crossing's still actually better. His finishing did get up to a 10. I know he arrived with a 9. So I will actually leave it as an inverted winger. I think he's training it still. It's a cup game. We'll get the spare goalkeeper on. We're in a bizarre position where it is actually more beneficial to have an injured player on the bench than not. Also, I told a lie. I said Armstrong was better over the course of the season. It's not much in it. Not much in it. With that in mind, actually, Ali Marley did not do particularly well up front last time. I might try and start to lap and see what happens here. I would weaken my side, but I don't really have the personnel to do that. So say it was last time, Tchaikovsky in the left back for the unavailable Layers, whose suspension actually counts for this, oddly, rather than the league, and Armstrong in on the left-hand side for the injured Fernandez, Delap up front, Marley on the bench. Feels weird benching Marley, actually. He's been so good all year. I actually recognise a surprising number of these people. Here we go, though. 4 minutes into the game. One's white with red, the other red with white. What? Clyde, do we not have a third kit? How's this happened? Like, in fairness, if you look at the kits themselves, the Clyde kit is actually entirely white, so the red on their circles is somewhat just because of their club colours, rather than the kit themselves. But it's probably less confusing in 3D than it is 2D, actually, this one. You know what? Because of that, yeah, it's far less confusing in 2D. They've got black shorts and everything. It's a cup competition, Delap. I've sort of been on and off with the 2D, 3D. I haven't quite decided what I prefer 3D-wise. I do quite like, if I am going to do 3D offline, I do quite like the data analyst one because it's essentially just the 2D with people rather than dots. That is a whack. But we'll put it on TV because we'll pretend it is TV. Also, why are we so much fresher than them? Anyway, not really matters. Long throw, doesn't go anywhere. Leach, McCourt, finds Lewis. Nassel now, takes over. Soutar, over to Bowler. Bowler? Not sure. Wilder's put good Willie through here, and can he come good here? Yes, he can. That's unfortunate. That is really bloody unfortunate. Clyde's first shot and only shot of the game so far results in a goal as this causes up. Did one of our fullbacks take a corner? Is that what's happened here? We've only had one defender back. Right. I will look into that. Yeah, that's what's happened. What's even weirder is the fact that it literally says Josh Bowler should be taking the set piece. Not sure how that one happened. Barron, didn't really think that was going anywhere, and then landed at Barron's foot, and I thought, hello, we're going to have a long-range crack here, and didn't come to anything, but it's a jolly old shot there. Graham heads over from the front. Jolly old shot. Recording this time is a completely different world. Although, just like me, I'm actually more awake now than I was at noon. I wish my body worked like normal people's. McCourt don't be wrong, being normal is boring, but when it comes to actual functionality, I would quite like it to be slightly less annoying. Jones, Barron, Graham, Tchaikovsky. Not going to say what it is, but I have confounded medical experts on 2 separate occasions. Tchaikovsky, Graham, getting a little bit of a confessional there as well. Can this, I mean, is that going to end up a good willy again? How the bloody hell is that lasered onto his foot there? What is that absolute? Turned briefly into Sean Connery then, it went absolute. But the way that's like, what is that? I mean, Ted Smith should have done better. What is that assist? I mean, that's absolute filth of that assist. 3 shots on target, 2 goals for them. We're going attacking. Oh, we don't need to worry about a cup final now, Jones. Or when that's going to fall into the schedule and all that jazz. Jones, never mind. What I was expecting is, because it's about a month away, is I think I worked it out to be about 6 games on from this. Once the split happens, of course. There's 2 more before the split, and I think it will be 4 after that. Which means it might just about fit into the last episode, or if we get there, if we somehow turn this around, of course. Aggressive? What on earth are you doing? Calm yourself, still with a 90% pass completion. Even when the rest of the team is letting him down, he still performs. What a boy. What a boy. That sounded slightly patronising. I do apologise, Callum. I know you occasionally see these videos. Which still hasn't been... Oh, Ross Graham's got one back. Ross Graham. Doesn't do that very often. I forgot he played for us. Because of the colour situation, I wasn't really sure whose corner that was. But it's ours, and Ross Graham's put it into the net. Interesting start to this highlight. I think that was just a player punting that off the pitch to take that free kick. The lap's clean through here. What I give for a really quality striker right now. Like, we ended up failing on 2. Womba. I won't lie, I took a little bit of enjoyment via Schadenfreude when I saw that Ryan Cassidy's loan at Oxford had ended early because of a major injury. Serves you right, Norwich, for nicking him. But the lap's on a 6.3, so it's going about as we could expect. I'm going to bring Marley on over there. You know, whatever. Josh Bowler is tired, though, but I don't have the personnel to replace both of them. I don't know if 90 minutes this turns into penalties. If we get another one back, Regan Henry's definitely coming on. Probably for Keenan Jones, who has 2 penalty taking. As a forward, I feel like it's practically impossible to have 2 penalty taking. But he's managed it. Bless him. Not that it's going to matter, because we're not showing any passion, so I'm going to tell him to do that. I mean, I'm just going to do that change anyway. Can we? No. Right, okay then. Don't be too hard. Don't be too hard on them. I'll see you in training tomorrow, you absolute idiots. Don't be too... This is Scotland, mate. I thought you were going to be telling me to wring their necks. Just no. What's happened there? The Broadwood Stadium. I mean, that's an innuendo in itself. Still got Aaron Wraith next, but I don't think that really changes much. I am... St Mirren play tomorrow. They play Partick Thistle, actually, tomorrow, which is huge. And Lewis is automatically banned again. 16 yellow cards he's had. I really wish, like I said earlier, I wish actual fullbacks got yellow carded as much as the ones in the game do. It would definitely make betting on people getting booked so much easier. Partick Thistle beat St Mirren. Right. I genuinely don't know what I'm going to do for the end of the year, because obviously there's no cup competitions to deal with anymore. And that's that, really. Yeah, I don't really know how it's going to work in the next episode. I could even do a 3rd one here. It's against 12th place Ayr is the thing, and it doesn't really... I tell you what we're probably actually going to do is, in the next part of this, we will be doing the last games against St Mirren and Partick Thistle, wherever they may lie, is probably the best way to go about this. Particularly the St Mirren ones, of course. Now we don't get to play them in a bloody final. Josh Bowler is the top league goal scorer for us. How did I not realise that? 10 goals, 7 assists in 20 appearances. No, it's Conor Barron second, 6 goals, 7 assists. I'll be honest, I knew Gape was underperforming, but Barron, I didn't quite understand or recognise how good he was actually. Aaron Lewis, actually, despite the 10 yellow cards. And the fact that he's technically my second choice, but he's played most of the year because Tom James has been injured for over half of it in total now. 5 goals, 4 assists, 1 player of the match, 7.37. It's pretty good going. Oh yeah, we'll just check that. Barron, Gape and Bowler. Sutar's back in the back line again, actually, and Delap apparently is the best striker. What? Yeah, he literally scored those 10 goals and 1 other at some point, and that is it. Oh, also, Bonzangala left. Wasn't playing. He was unhappy. It meant I could change my captain without really upsetting anyone. 250 quid. Didn't really care. Also, Ted Smith is my favourite person because, once again, he was subject to speculation and a lot of bids in January from, I want to say, Hamilton. And I said, look, the atmosphere is great here, Ted. Why would you want to leave? And he went, you're right, again. Did exactly the same thing in the summer. I love Ted Smith. He's not really got that much better since last time we looked, but he's a leading player for this division. With a bit of room to grow still. Still only 26, of course. Although, some questionable saves at times. It's got to be said. What is his eccentricity? 9. Just on the good side. That is actually a little surprising. I'm not gonna pretend it isn't. But considering there's more people in the Media Dream 11 for our team than the other side, I don't understand how we're 2-1. Torsten Frings is Air manager. Sorry, he was Hearts under-20s manager. That makes sense. I just wondered why the Hearts manager would have moved to Air. Genuinely made no sense there. That makes more sense. Probably the same situation with this Hearts to East Fife situation. But I will see you next time for the final run of games. We got there eventually. I have no idea when they'll be or where they'll be because obviously we don't get told the split until it happens. There is a 4-point gap with 2 games to go, so it could still change. Although it's very unlikely to. I will see you for those on Friday. Until then, ta-ra.